Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Bold and the Beautiful brings Brooke Logan and Taylor Hayes together again to grovel for Ridge Forrester's attention. As the CBS soap amps up the friction between the dressmaker's two ladies, it looked like Brooke was going after Taylor for her two hearts beating as one yoga exercise. But there's something else on this Logan sister's mind. So she chokes on the jabs her nemesis aims at her. Even when the world-renowned doctor goes overboard, describing her loving gratitude toward Ridge for helping her, Brooke says little in retaliation. Bold and the Beautiful has Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, step right up and state her case. She wants to know if Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Bodig, is after Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, again. Taylor seems to play with Brooke's concerns, starting with a smile. But the doc's happy face looks a tad devious to Bold and the Beautiful fans. The powder keg isn't even half full yet. Taylor continues to pour more into the barrel. But it seems Brooke wants it that way, as she holds the fuse. This week on Bold and the Beautiful, Taylor seems to enjoy baiting Brooke Logan to get a rise out of her. But the Logan matriarch opened the door when she asked her rival if her broken heart syndrome was on the mend. Taylor Hayes can't just give her rival a run-of-the-mill answer. No, instead of offering something describing that she's doing much better and leaving it at that, she goes sappy. She digs at her rival with details of how Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, extended his heart to her. So, she seems to bait Brooke with her loving words towards Ridge. His care put her on the road to mending her broken heart. But Brooke isn't sitting there idly. Taylor's not the only one throwing out bait. It looks like this Logan sister will swallow her rival's taunting for something more important to her. So, Bold and the Beautiful had Brooke Logan taking a lot of jabs from Taylor Hayes without much of a rebuttal. Brooke gets Taylor to discuss her yoga session. This includes the details of wrapping her legs around Ridge while she sits in his lap. Taylor gushes about her time with the dressmaker, but then says she understands how Brooke must have felt after seeing her and Ridge in such an intimate pose. The doctor said she could see why her rival first misunderstood what was going on. Taylor Hayes also added a few professional tips to ponder about her daughter, Hope Logan, Annika Noel. But Brooke Logan's response was not what you would expect. Instead of blowing up, she slowly and methodically nodded her head. So it appeared as if she were taking it all in during that scene on Bold and the Beautiful. The world-renowned psychiatrist then made the point that Hope is a disturbed woman for going after another woman's husband. So it looks like the Logan matriarch is about to pick up the mirror and make Taylor Hayes take a good look. It's the perfect scenario for Brooke to push Taylor into eating her own condemning words. This week on Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke Logan sat there and took her rival's taunting. But at the same time, she strategically baited Taylor Hayes. The woman with the broken heart might have thought she was sharing wisdom about Hope Logan. Instead, likely in Brooke's eyes, the doc describes herself. As Taylor taunted her rival, the accusations she made about Hope Logan mirrored her own behavior in the past. So, when Taylor was caught being too close for comfort with someone else's man, she expected Brooke to understand. Yet she and her daughter, Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Massinswood, can't do the same for Hope. They wouldn't even give her a chance to explain before banishing her on Bold and Beautiful. So, Brooke is likely about to make the point that Taylor can't see the possibility that Steffi might have also seen something that looked incriminating but wasn't. As far as Hope once fixated on a married man, Brooke Logan could remind her rival that despite sitting there acting above it all today, the doctor is also guilty of that deed. So, Taylor Hayes may get a jealous rise out of Brooke Logan, but who really baits who on the CBS soap this week? In the glitzy world of the Bold and the Beautiful, where secrets, scandals, and manipulation thrive, one relationship has stood the test of time as both a friendship and a rivalry. The dynamic between Brooke Logan and Dr. Taylor Hayes. These two leading ladies have shared years of history, filled with love triangles, betrayals, and intense face-offs. But as recent storylines continue to evolve, it seems like Brooke might be walking right into a trap set by Taylor, who could be baiting her into a cunning game of manipulation. Could Brooke be choking on the deception without even realizing it? The rivalry between Brooke and Taylor is legendary. It's one of the core storylines that has kept audiences hooked for decades. The love triangle involving Ridge Forrester has been the backbone of their antagonistic relationship. With Ridge as the central figure, Brooke and Taylor have clashed time and time again, each woman representing different values and ideologies. Brooke, the fiery seductress with a penchant for scandal, and Taylor, the stoic psychiatrist with a strong moral compass, have always been at odds. Despite attempts at reconciliation, their enmity often resurfaces, proving that some feuds are too deep-rooted to simply fade away. In recent episodes, tensions between Brooke and Taylor have been on the rise once again. Though they've attempted to make peace in the past, the air is thick with distrust. The surface-level cordiality hides a simmering animosity, threatening to bubble over at any moment. The backdrop for this escalating tension seems to be their shared suspicion and protective instincts over Ridge, as well as their ongoing power struggle for dominance in his life and their family's affairs. What's intriguing this time around is the subtle shift in Taylor's behavior. Typically, Taylor has been the one to take the moral high ground, trying to avoid unnecessary conflict and focusing on her role as a therapist. However, recent actions hint that Taylor might be changing her strategy. Is she finally playing Brooke at her own game, choosing to secretly bait her and push her towards a breakdown? In a surprising twist, viewers have noticed that Taylor seems to be planting seeds of doubt in Brooke's mind. Every conversation between the two women is loaded with subtext, where Taylor appears to be intentionally pushing Brooke's buttons. Instead of engaging in direct confrontation, Taylor is using her psychological expertise to subtly manipulate the situation. This could be Taylor's way of gaining the upper hand by playing a long, patient game, one where Brooke's impulsive nature might work against her. For instance, during a recent interaction, Taylor brought up Brooke's past indiscretions in a seemingly casual manner, almost as if she were reminiscing. However, the effect was immediate. Brooke became visibly agitated, her defenses rising. This reaction may have been exactly what Taylor was aiming for, planting the seed of insecurity in Brooke's mind and watching it grow. Brooke Logan is known for her bravado and confidence, but underneath, she has a deeply ingrained fear of being judged and rejected. This vulnerability has often been her Achilles heel, leading her to make hasty, emotional decisions that have cost her dearly in the past. Taylor, with her keen understanding of human psychology, knows this well. It's entirely possible that she's using Brooke's insecurities against her, a strategy designed to make Brooke unravel publicly. During an intense discussion about Ridge, Taylor made a pointed comment about how their shared history is marred by Brooke's repeated betrayals. While this could easily be brushed off as a simple observation, the look in Taylor's eyes suggested otherwise. It was a surgical strike, aimed directly at Brooke's most vulnerable spot. Her fear of not being good enough for Ridge, of being the one who always ruins things. Brooke's reaction was immediate. She lashed out defensively, accusing Taylor of trying to manipulate Ridge's perception of her. But what if this was Taylor's plan all along? By subtly baiting Brooke, Taylor could be setting her up for a public meltdown, one that would play right into her hands and solidify her position as the calm, rational choice in Ridge's eyes. The very notion of Brooke choking on Taylor's deception is a powerful metaphor. For years, Brooke has been the one to turn situations in her favor, often using her charm and sexuality to get what she wants. But this time, she might be on the receiving end of a psychological game she's not prepared for. Taylor's strategy is to let Brooke choke on her own insecurities, allowing her to unravel without any direct confrontation. Taylor's experience as a therapist gives her an edge that Brooke might not be able to counter. Taylor's approach isn't about grand schemes or overt manipulation. It's about planting subtle suggestions, letting them fester in Brooke's mind until she begins to doubt herself. It's a slow poison, one that Brooke might not even realize she's ingesting until it's too late. The stage seems set for another dramatic showdown between Brooke and Taylor. The stakes are high, and this time, it's more than just a battle for Ridge's heart. It's a battle of wits, a psychological duel where the victor might be determined not by who yells the loudest or cries the hardest, but by who can maintain their composure and play the long game. Brooke has always thrived in scenarios where she can use her emotions as weapons, turning tears and passion into tools of manipulation. But this time, Taylor's calculated approach might leave Brooke floundering. If Taylor is indeed baiting Brooke, She's doing so in a way that allows her to maintain her own moral high ground. She isn't launching a direct attack. She's simply waiting for Brooke to implode on her own, giving Taylor the satisfaction of being right without ever having to say, "I told you so." However, this situation raises an interesting question. Is Taylor truly the villain in this scenario, or is she simply responding to years of being the victim of Brooke's manipulations? One could argue that Taylor's actions are a form of self-defense, a way to protect herself from the chaos that Brooke often brings into her life. After all, Taylor has lost Ridge to Brooke numerous times, each time suffering in silence while Brooke flaunted her victories. Perhaps this time, Taylor has decided that the best defense is a quiet, strategic offense. On the other hand, Brooke's fans might see this as yet another instance of Taylor trying to undermine her at every turn, using underhanded tactics to make her look bad in front of Ridge. The beauty of this storyline is its ambiguity. Both women have been painted as heroes and villains at different times. It's a narrative that plays on the viewer's own biases, making it impossible to fully side with one over the other without feeling a twinge of doubt. As the storyline unfolds, the tension between Brooke and Taylor is bound to escalate. If Taylor is indeed baiting Brooke, the question is not whether Brooke will take the bait. She almost certainly will, but how far she'll go in her response. Will she realize the game Taylor is playing and outmaneuver her rival, or will she fall into the trap, choking on her own insecurities and impulsiveness? One thing is certain, the stakes have never been higher. Both women have a lot to lose, and the consequences of their actions will ripple through their families, potentially causing rifts that may never heal. The real winner in this game of cat and mouse might not be the one who gets Ridge, but the one who manages to maintain their dignity and sanity intact. In the glitzy, glamorous world of the bold and the beautiful, where love and betrayal are as constant as the changing tides, the showdown between Brooke and Taylor is far from over. It's a timeless battle, a clash of titans where both women are determined to come out on top. But as the secrets and schemes continue to unfold, one can't help but wonder who is truly baiting whom, and who will be left choking in the end. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.